Hi, I'm Steve Wood from ManyWho, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use our brand new Heroku SDK with the ManyWho platform. So we can now embed flows that you build on our platform directly into your Heroku application. So this is something we're really pleased to be announcing. If you've watched any of the previous videos, we did an example of showing Twilio and how we could drive an IVR process through Twilio. And I just thought I'd reuse that flow to illustrate how we can use that same technology and same flow to surface it through in Heroku using our new SDK. So this is the flow here. You're looking at the design environment on ManyWho. The thing to do if you want to get an account with ManyWho is go to our homepage at manywho.com and click the sign up link, and it's a very straightforward sign up process, and then you can start building your flows. I won't go through that in this video, but we've got this little flow here. It starts with a screen, a welcome screen, that basically has some information that's read through Twilio in the case of our Twilio example. Just saying, hello, thank you for calling ManyWho, and you can select 1 for sales and 2 for technical support. And then we've got basically 2 arrows that come off of this flow, 1 for sales and 2 for technical support. They give you an additional screen. So we showed that as a Twilio app, but now I'm going to show that same flow as a Heroku app. So we're going to present this to the user as something they can actually click through as embedded on in a Heroku web application. So this is the flow. Now let's move over to the GitHub repository so I can show you the SDK and walk you around that a little bit. So we have a GitHub account where we have a whole bunch of code that you can use, which is all shared source that you can have a look at to build within your apps. And what we've just launched now is both a ManyWho Ruby SDK, and feel free to have a look at that. The gem for that code is available on rubygems.org, so that's already linkable within your builds on Ruby. And then we also have a demo app that I'm going to clone that just gets you kind of started with the code. So definitely have a look at those repos, because there's some great stuff in there. You can get a sense of how to use the APIs of ManyWho. Fundamentally, our platform is just a bunch of REST JSON endpoints. So the SDK is really to help accelerate your ability to build applications. But we obviously have all the documentation available for our APIs available on our resources page on our website, and you can see it here. So if you want to get any more information about the APIs, just have a look here, and you can see we've published it all available for you. So with that, let me go back to the GitHub repository and just show you our Heroku demo app. It's very, very simple. There's not a lot to it. We've got some materials here that you can read. You can even run it, if you'd like, from our own test app on Heroku. I'll just show you the code quickly just so you can see what we've done. So this is the Ruby file. We've just got one basically piece here. We're using Sinatra for the web piece. We're using Haml for the UI kind of construction. We're using our SDK to obviously help us work with the ManyWho REST endpoints, and then we're using SSL. So it's a very short piece of code. We're just literally kind of displaying some simple pages delivered through Haml to the user. You can then pick a flow you'd like to run, and the code will run the user through this flow using the APIs that you saw in the resources documentation. So I won't walk through this. Have a look. It's very straightforward code, nothing too complicated. But let me show you how you can kind of just give this a run for its money, because we want to make it super easy for you to be able to just kind of get going. So I'll go into the repository and I'll grab the link so we can clone. So I've opened up a command line terminal window on my Mac. And first thing I'm going to do is clone the repository. So I copied the link. I'll just hit git clone and then paste in that link. That will then clone the repo down to my local machine. So you can see that's arrived now. So I'll just go into that, and you can see we've got the files now available on my local drive. We've got the gem file, the proc file, and the web Ruby file all ready for you, so you don't actually need to do anything at this stage. We can actually literally deploy the application immediately to Heroku. So rather than doing any more with the code piece, I'll just simply show you the deployment, and we can show it running. So first thing we'll do is we'll create a new Heroku web app. So I'll do Heroku create. That has now created our app on Heroku, And now all we simply need to do is push this code up to Heroku. So git push Heroku master. That will then deploy the code up. And as I say, we've done all the linking for it. So the gem file's got all the dependencies managed, and those will be pulled down as needed as part of the deployment in Heroku. So you can see it's pulled down our SDK as expected. Now, once that deploys, I'll then just show it to you running, so you can get a sense of what we've done. So just grab the link to our new Heroku app. I'll open up a new tab in Chrome, and we'll hit that endpoint. So here we are. We've got the demo app now running. As you can see, it's very basic. We haven't done any styling whatsoever. We've just done the absolute bare bones just to illustrate how to interact with the APIs. So I'm going to hit run flow. In our documentation, we have provided the link to the Twilio flow, so you can do this as well. If you look on the README documentation, down at the bottom, we've included the IDs for the tenant and for the flow, for the Twilio flow that I'm showing you in this demo. But I would encourage you to build your own flows and then try it out yourself on something that you've created. So I'll go back now and I'll just paste those in. Oops. Okay, so all we need, it's a public flow, so all we need to do is provide the tenant ID, flow ID. Clearly, if we were writing this as an actual embedded application, we would put these IDs into our actual code so that we don't need the user to actually provide them or know what they are. But I'll just submit that. And what's happening now is the Heroku code's going off to ManyWho, grabbing the flow information, grabbing the metadata, bringing it back into Heroku, and then resurfacing it up within the Ruby application. You can see here what we've got is that same screen that you saw on our ManyWho flow being rendered up through Heroku. So you can see we've got the options available for sales and technical support. So I'll hit 1 for sales, and you'll see that it just navigates us down the path as we expect. So you can see there we have it. So if we go back to my flow, you'll see we basically went from this screen to this screen. So that's a very quick whistle-stop tour of our SDK. There's two pieces. We've got the Ruby gem, which is our SDK. Feel free to have a look at that code. As I say, that's just really an accelerator to get you building against our APIs. And then we've got the demo repository, which has just basically got a very short piece of example code you can use to run some basic flows. But hope you enjoyed that. Thank you.